Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom, and in this video we're going to be talking about Diwali. I keep pronouncing it Dunwali because I'm an American. I'm a little white girl. Very obvious. So, just a mild reference if you've been watching the channel this year. This is being filmed in April of 2023. So, this is over a year ahead of time. But I found a lot of these Dunwali books at the library when I was there with my daughter, so they were impulse borrows, as you might call them, as opposed to impulse buys, which yes, I'm guilty of when it comes to sweets, but impulse borrows. And so that's kind of where they were being displayed. I'm like, you know what, let's do this for the next year. So this is what we are covering in this video. This is Archie Celebrates Diwali. Now, I also filmed my Diwali light tonight. And this is very similar, though much longer. So this is not something I would read during a story time. This is a much longer book. And this is kind of interesting. So this is about a young girl by the name of Archie who invites some of her friends from school to her Diwali celebration with her family for the first time. And she's nervous. This is an Indian celebration. Her friends are obviously of ever different cultures here. You can see them here. White, red hair, African-American boy. And so she's very nervous. She's dressed up in Indian clothes. One of her friends here, this is someone she knows from her community who's coming. And then I think they have their neighbors join them as well, who are white. So she's very nervous. So yeah, we have the picture of the neighbors here, who are the Goldman. So possibly Jewish, who knows? But she's very nervous. And then it starts to rain, and there's a windstorm. And then when her friends come over, the lights go out, and we have plenty of candles and lights. And her friends are curious about the food, and one of her friends like burning because she bites into the curry, and she's like, get her mango lassi, which by the way are one of my favorite drinks. I've actually tried a mango lassi. I love them. So anytime we go to Indian food, I get a mango lassi. But one of her friends is like, it's spicy, but it's good. One of her other friends is Paisley, is in love with the Nan, as is my child, at least she used to be. So, and then she kind of tells a short version of the Ramayana, which I think I'm pronouncing that correct, which is essentially a story of Diwali, which I did not know until I started researching this for this November season. Keep thinking I'm filming for December. It's like probably because I just finished filming one of my last videos for December of 2023. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with 2023, and it's April. But that's how far as you can see I film in advance. But she tells the story, and the lights come back on, and everybody starts singing and making music, and then they go outside and start lighting sparklers and having fun, and then it's time to go, and they pack up extra food for people and have a fun time. And she thinks maybe next year I'll give out more invitations at school. So that's one of the reasons I love this book. Is it's really about a young girl she's obviously living, I'm guessing, in the United States. Assumption here, possibly because I'm an American. And this book is probably written by people who live in, the author is from Texas. And lives in Canada. So, and the illustrator doesn't say. He actually is still in India, but the author, of course, grew up in Texas. So there's definitely American kind of slant to this. But what I love is she's nervous about sharing her culture with her friends, and her friends are completely accepting. It's like, okay, this is really cool. They love hearing the stories. They love trying the food. She's nervous, but it all turns out all right. And I love this concept of sharing culture. To me, that's one of the reasons that I wanted to homeschool my daughter, is because I want her to experience different cultures, to really be able to be around other people and learn different things, which would be kind of difficult in the school system, in my opinion. You're not as exposed as you might be, because some people, particularly kids, have a tendency to be cliquey with each other, and it's harder. And I want her to be able to experience more of that, and us to be able to do deep dives into things like Diwali and Dias de los Muertos, again, different culture. That is one of my favorite holidays. Learning about this one, it sounds very, very interesting. So that's the end of this review. I give this book the writing, not a story time book, not something you want to read tonight. Don't do that. You can see the writing's a little bit small, and it's probably about 40 or so pages long, and there's a whole bunch of information in the back. So let's see if I can bring this up. Oh, lighting. So that's the information and the food and stuff in the back. So, and it does look like there's a little thing about making diyas, which are lanterns. So, but this is probably late middle elementary school. You can obviously read it to younger kids, but I don't know if they're going to get it. It's up to you. And it's a little bit long. So, but it's a great book, great illustrations, great way to introduce Diwali, as well as the idea of, or even for a kid who are from India and living in the United States, the idea that it's okay to share your culture with your friends. So that's the end of this video. If you like what you see, be sure to check out the rest of my channel. I will be covering mysteries in December. I would have previously, I have no idea what the heck I did. What did I do? I think I did Space in October. So it's Space in October. I did Beauty and the Beast in September. I can't remember what the heck I honestly did in November or in August. My brain is like blanking. Here, let me check. I have my thing here. What the heck am I doing here? That's Space. What the heck is going on in August? It's Women Inventors is what's going on in August, and then going backwards in time. What on earth is I covering back here? I think it's food. I think that's what I'm covering in July. Food. Keep historic food, possibly. And then I know I'm covering, off the top of my head, this past January, I covered some interesting hobbies, so to speak. We're talking glass blowing and metalworking kind of thing. Then I did African History Month in February. I did Women's History Month in March. I did the Titanic in April. May was Western immigration, so that's Angel Island stuff. And then June would have been immigration from the East. So we're talking Ellis Island. So I covered both this year. What's coming into 2025? Probably a bunch of more series. Mystery series incoming. That's what happens when you try to find mystery books that are singles. You end up falling in love with a bunch of other series. So if you want to check out the rest of the channel, I also do cover series. I've started doing that. Until this is 2024. I didn't color. Yes, the series. Brain. It's almost 8 o'clock at night. I'm tired. And I have a 3.5-year-old. By the time you see this, my child will be 5. That's frightening. 5. She's almost 4. It's 5. That's what happens when I film these things way in advance. I end up having to imagine my child as a 5-year-old. It's frightening. But nonetheless, the series that I covered for 2024 is I did Animorphs, Anne of Green Gables, Boxcar Children, and The Wings of Fire. So that's what was covered. What's coming up next year? Not a clue. I barely even covered everything else. This is really, really early. It's because I had the books. So be sure to check out the rest of the channel. Like and subscribe and leave a positive comment if you have one. Thank you.